I was gonna ask you how Japan was and what Japan metal fans were like. Was that an experience playing in Japan?
Yes.
Wow.
I don't know. I didn't know what to expect. I just went in with an open mind, and I know that after the first show, I mean, it was a place that, you know, the regulars there and the band we were on tour with, they were like, you know, this place is not a big mosh place. You know, people, they're just gonna basically sit there and they don't watch. Like, they want to see how you play. They want to watch you play and see what notes you're playing and stuff. And they're gonna they'll maybe clap at the end. I mean, there was some dudes flipping off of garbage cans. Kids just kicking
the railing in the front, jumping off
and
the railing.
They're not normally like that?
Apparently not in that area.
And we're like,
wow.
It was in Fukuoka, which was awesome. It was the first day of the Japanese tour, and it was complete pandemonium from the first song. It was nuts. And we did a 2-week headlining run in Japan, and after 3 of those shows in the middle of the tour, it was us and Killswitch Engage came out for their tour, and we were direct support for them. It was just us and Killswitch for those 3 shows. It was like 3 sold out shows, like 1,200 people, and it was ridiculous.
Stupid.
It was nuts. It was so. We cannot wait to go back.
It was overwhelming. Yeah, and we had a really good response over there.
Yeah.
We had actually sold a substantial amount of records over there before the record came out in February. I think it was late February. It came out in Japan.
So before we even got there. So now, you know, hopefully it's going well. You know.
Nice.
This guy.
Change gears. Your beard. It's so metal.
Thanks.
Does it have its own band? Does it have a name?
We've never named the beard, but everyone
other than
knows.
Muskrat on your
It doesn't
face?
need a name.
Yeah, it's just kind
Its
of
visual appearances. It speaks volumes.
And I gotta keep it contained. It gets out of hand sometimes, you know.
It looks like it can take on a life of its own.
It can. It gets kind of crazy. It gets crazy, you know.
Yeah.
It just has a mind of its own.
Yeah.
It's fun, you know. I have fun.
It gets pretty rugged on the road.
Yeah.
I was laying in the back, and he was laying in the front seat, you know, passed out, and it was in my face. How's it?
Just reached back there and
it's like there. It was
got like a hair.
It was like growing into the vents of the van and stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
it was bad.
causing a whole bunch of runs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey.
It's good.
Does the fact that there aren't really that many big, and I use big in quotations, metal bands out there scare you that you may never get, again, big in quotations?
Well, I guess
like
it all depends on
Britney
what
Spears
your
big.
criteria for big is. I mean, for me, success is setting a goal and achieving it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's basically using that working class mentality and the work ethic that we have. That's the way we look at it. You know, we don't expect. There's never going to be another Metallica. There's never going to be another Iron Maiden. Those days are done. Now you're talking about an oversaturated market with a plethora of bands. It's like, and that's the thing. We look at it realistically. You know, this is what we do because we enjoy it, we love it, and it's not up to us. It's totally not up to us. You know what I mean? If people dig it, people dig it. If people catch on to it, people are catching on to it. We're happy. We're grateful. But
Yeah, if we want to get big, we write radio hits.
Yeah.
We make like Nickelback. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
seriously, we.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
But like,
Not that we're trashing Nickelback or
yeah, no. I mean,
Absolutely
whatever.
not.
I'm not. It's like what they do works for them, and that's what they choose to do. But we don't. You know,
Right.
we write heavy music, and like some of my favorite bands that are non-existent. You know, I mean, or still existent. People don't care about them. I mean, you take the typo negatives of the world. They do what they do because they love it. You know, or you take a Faith No More of the world, and like they did what they did because they love it. You know, and it's like, do you really think that Mike Patton sits there and goes, I gotta come up with a song that everyone's gonna love? No. He writes music, and that's admirable, and I dig it, and that's what we do. We write tunes that we dig, and that's it. Whatever.
That's awesome. I love that mentality.
I think the thing is we don't set. I mean, I personally, I know, I'd say all of us have confidence.
Yeah.
Set smaller goals, you know, and just been like, all right, let's go with this. You know, like I've already accomplished 3 since I joined it. I can say like, all right, cool. I've played for over 1,000 people. Not a huge thing, but I did it. And I can say, cool. I played for a lot of people. Or I played in a different country.
You coerced me into a sleeping bag. Whatever.
Done.
You know?
There's 3. So 4. 4. But I think the more smaller goals we set, you know, it's just in the long run, it's more rewarding. You know, you're not like, all right, I want to sell, you know, 1 million records
Yeah.
in like
Not
3
happening.
days.
Not
I
happy.
mean, no, it's not. You know, I think we all have a level head of like what we're doing, why we're doing it, and yeah. So if someday we can say, all right, cool, I'm comfortable financially, and like say I don't have to paint the house anymore, you know, then great.
Yeah.
That's not one of my goals. My goal is to, you know, keep doing this as long as possible. And, you know,
Exactly.
avoid trends as much as possible.
Yes. Avoiding trends,
Yeah.
boys and girls. Avoiding
It's
trends.
like just when you think you know what we're gonna do, we're in the east.
Yeah,
Like-
exactly. Changing gears.
Yeah.
All right, your band name is Thy Will Be Done.
Yes.
Do you mean God? Are you a Christian band? Or do you mean when you say Thy Will Be Done, that you'll do something for me? Because I got some things to do in like laundry. Could you do my laundry?
I do laundry pretty well. I do laundry well. I clean windows. I do a lot actually. I do gardening too. That was one of my first jobs. I did gardening. I worked in a greenhouse. I mean, it's funny. Everyone always asks that, but I mean, is anyone asking like Lamb of God or Testament or Exodus these questions too? I wonder. You know what I mean?
I know.
It's a great name, and it's epic. I let people decide for themselves. You know what I mean?
It is what it is, you know, it's like you don't really have to like bridge that around music.
Yeah.
You know, like the music, it speaks for itself, it is what it is, you
Yeah.
know, and if someone wants to take anything from it, no matter what it is, you know, then
Yeah,
Do it up.
we try not to ever label anything and classify ourselves as anything. You know, we're not classified as anything other than just heavy.
it's metal.
I don't know.
All right, a couple more songs about music. What band, of course, besides Thy Will Be Done, would you recommend your fans to listen to? Like, what band do you like absolutely love that you?
Black Sabbath,
I would say,
Motorhead,
I would say for all the
Allman Brothers.
kids that are really like really into like the newer deathcore stuff, you know, like like I said, I like a lot of stuff like that, but I think people losing sight on where stuff comes from.
Yeah.
You know, like as far as like the Black Sabbath, for instance, like I don't think a lot of people realize that you wouldn't be listening to your deathcore band there if Sabbath hadn't done what they had done, you know. But for like the death metal kids or like the deathcore kids, I'm like, man, listen to Cannibal Corpse. Listen to these guys.
Listen to Dying
Listen
Fetus.
to Morbid Angel.
Morbid Angel,
You know, like
yeah.
listen to
Absolutely.
real death metal.
Listen to Death.
Yeah,
Like underrated bands. Still to this day.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's so much old stuff that, you know, it's in no way, shape, or form outdated. You know, like, even if it's a band that hasn't been around for a while. Like, yeah, Chuck Schuldiner died in what, '01? You know, like, Death doesn't do anything anymore. But that's one of those bands, in my opinion, their stuff's timeless. And there's so many bands that I can hear and be like, wow, they got that from Death.
Death Riff.
They got that
Death
from
Riff.
Death. No, that's a Chuck Schuldiner,
Yep.
like, vocal pad. You know what I mean? There's so many things, it all comes from, you know, something. And I think if you don't really respect where it's coming from, then you're in. That's just my.
Do your homework, kids. Do your homework.
Yeah. Know your roots.
Know your roots. Absolutely.